What's going on, guys? It's Jordan back today with today's second video. I almost said first, but today's second video. And in today's second video, we're going to take a look at Stellar Lumens or XLM, whatever you want to call it. We're going to take a look at the 4-hour chart, the daily and the weekly, to see what is going on all the time frames, if we can find any clues to what is going to happen next for XLM. So if that sounds good to you guys, and you guys are actually new to the channel, make sure you smack the subscribe button down below and smack that alert box button right next to the subscribe button right down below so you don't miss any of my 2 daily uploads and my daily live streams at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, guys, now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the 4-hour chart here. And as you guys can see, you literally are just in you broke out of this big resistance that you had, on the 4-hour chart at least, right? You broke out, you back tested it as support right here, and now you're continuing up. And also, you also have this little ascending triangle playing out where you got, 3 touches on the top here. And right now you're riding that resistance right here. And you can see you also got 3 touches on the bottom, confirming this almost ascending triangle that is a bullish pattern. And your breakout target of this ascending triangle extrapolated at your breakout point would put you approximately about 57 cents, which match up with these little local high wicks back here from 13th and 14th of February. Okay, so that is your short-term target. But you guys know, once you break out of a resistance like this, you really have to look at your local top as your target, right? About 60 cents is really your target here if you break out of this ascending triangle, because you already broke your downward support line. So this was just a back test. And I'll give you guys an example of what I'm talking about. So back here, right, you can see the exact same thing happened, right? You broke out of this downwards resistance line, right? Let me just fix that line there. So you got 1 touch, 2 touches, 3 touches, and then you broke out. And then what you really did was you didn't come all the way back down to back test it, but you did back test your previous resistance as new support, okay? And then you moved on up. You did the same thing down here twice, right? You can see you broke out of this downwards resistance, you back tested it as support, and then you pumped, right? You had your downwards resistance, right? You broke up out of it, back tested it as support, and then pumped. So that's kind of the same thing I'm seeing playing out once again here, is you're breaking out of this resistance, back testing as support, and eventually you're going to get a nice pump. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get going, like I did right here, right? Took a little bit to get going, and then we really started to go up. But that is really the short-term time frame here on the 4-hour chart. All right, guys. Now, if we switch on over to the daily chart here, you can see you have this rising wedge pattern, right? We've been talking about this for Stellar forever, right? And right now we're pretty much right at the bottom of this. So, what we're looking at here is basically our last 3 local highs meeting exactly at the top of this wedge. And on the bottom, right, we got 1 touch here. We got a little bit of a fake out, but got a bounce on it here, another touch here, and now we're right at that support once again, guys. So can we get a nice, I'm going to move this up a little bit. That makes a little more sense with the wicks. Perfect. Can we continue our move to the upside here? Well, I looked at the RSI. We had absolutely nothing that can tell us which direction we're going. Okay, but I think it is likely that we at least get a bounce here, right? So we break out of this ascending triangle to the upside and get at least a bounce and retest the top of the wedge. Now, if we do break out of that, I think it's likely impossible if we reach back to the top of the wedge, because you can see this wedge is getting super, super tight now. So we don't have that much more room to run really on this wedge, okay? So just make sure you guys are keeping an eye on this daily wedge. I mean, this thing has been playing out all the way ever since about the 25th of November of last year. So this can be a huge breakout when we actually do break out of this to prices all the way up here. Really past all-time highs really is your breakout, right? So that's your daily chart, guys, right? There's really not much else to look at on the daily besides if we can go back up and retest the top of the wedge, all right? So let's switch on to the weekly. What do we have going on in the weekly chart? Well, I got our typical Fibonacci targets and our 20 and 30-week EMA, right? Our support band is now at 25 cents. In about 21 cents. So that's our absolute bull market support that we want to hold all the way on the way up, okay? Now, if we look at our Fibonacci targets here, you can see our really our weekly close all-time highs, right? Where we got our last weekly close was at perfectly at our 786 Fibonacci. So exactly like we looked at for Cardano in earlier's video, right? If we do pump up to that 72 cents mark, which would be somewhere where probably we would break out to if we broke out of this daily wedge, we could get big resistance at about 72, 73 cents approximately at that 786 Fibonacci, okay? And then after that, we obviously have our 1 Fibonacci was our wick high of our all-time high, okay? About 93 cents approximately is our all-time high wick, okay? So I just wanted to post those here for you. You obviously have your 1.618 Fibonacci, 2.618, 3.618, but we'll look at those once we finally reach our all-time high, right? So let's first focus on reaching our all-time high. Now, what slightly worries me here for XLM in the short term here is you can see all the way on the way up, right? We have actually come back down and back tested, right? Our previous highs as support all the way up, and we haven't quite done it yet for this most recent pump, okay? So I'm going to give you guys a quick example. So what we did here is we had our resistance here. We pumped, retested as support, right? Pumped again, retested our previous high as support once again. Pumped again, retest our previous high of support once again, and then pumped again. So, but we haven't come actually down to retest this line of support. So it either eventually we come back down. So if we do continue up here, it is likely that we maybe get rejected here, come back down, retest that as support, and then move up, right, and kind of stair step our way to all-time highs. So don't be surprised if you see a big drop, about 40% drop at some point. Not saying it has to happen now, but we're probably not just going to go up in a straight line. I know we're seeing a lot of altcoins go up in a straight line, but it looks like XLM doesn't want to go up in a straight line. It's just kind of generally stair stepping its way up as we move on throughout the bull market, guys. So just wanted to keep you warned that we could see a 30-40% correction at some point, okay? Make sure you guys know that. Have those diamond hands, all right? Don't sell the dips, buy the dips, okay? Anyways, that's the video on XLM today. We're really just watching the short-term pattern here. We're just really riding that resistance right now at about 51.1 cents. And obviously our daily chart here, if we break out of this wedge. So hope you guys enjoyed today's second video. If you haven't checked out the first one, go check it out. It's on Cardano. And guys, don't forget, I'm going to be live streaming tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys don't miss out on the live stream tonight. And I'll go see you guys over there. And if you guys are new, don't forget to press that subscribe button. Peace.